Welcome, welcome. We are streaming again today. I'm back with Genshin again. We have a couple more story quests to do. I'm excited to get back into it.
Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together. Two heads are better than one.
Nahida is so sweet. 1 second, Nahida. Okay. I got all that fixed and set up. Let's open. Alright. Scoot up a bit. So, today, need to open this. We are doing a Cynos quest. Look at that. Oh wait, what is this? I forgot they put this in yesterday. First, a detour. Because I don't know what this is.
Huh. We haven't seen our Sumeru friends for a while now. Paimon wonders how they're doing. Let's go to Sumeru City and catch up with them.
Oh, I think that was because I clicked on Cynos quest. 'Cause we're definitely in Mondstadt right now. Give me 1 second. It's looking funny. Why is it not working? Okay, there it is. There it's going. Okay. Apologies, apologies. Okay, let's go back. Open this up and get back in here. I remember when there was an event quest and there was like a note right here. I could not tell you what it said though. I'm pretty sure it was like a note from D-Luke. Maybe. Or to D-Luke. I can't remember. I was gonna say, I hear panting, and there is a dog back there. Alright. An author! What are you having me do? Dog barking. She's gonna write a story about me, I'm getting the gist. Oh, I'm the co-writer? Oh, okay. Collection and evasion quests. Oh, phases. Okay. I don't have to play with other people, do I? I don't think we do. Wait. Okay, there we go. Oh, 4 of them are already unlocked. Okay. Because I missed yesterday's. You can only use certain characters? Oh, this is cool. Okay. You get to, like, try characters out. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Into the shadows.
Give me these. I don't know if I was supposed to break those guys or hide behind them. I think I'm supposed to hide behind them? Don't! No! It's not working. Okay. Now that I get the gist of it. I want to do it again. Stop it. Oh, I'm dead. Ow. I want to retry. Feel like I could definitely do better. Let's see what the quests are. They should... Okay. Oh. Alright, that was easy actually. You just have to get 600 points. I'll go in as my lady. How do I... Ow! I don't think... I don't know how to play as her, because I... That's... Okay. That's wild. Ow. Oh, that's beautiful. Ow! Stop! Wow, okay, he was going a little fast there. I like that one. I like her. Oh. And that was a homing one. Ow. Fun, fun, fun. This is the girl that... It was her first banner when I first started. 2.7. Oh. Hence, I don't know how to use her stuff. Oh, frick off.
Take it easy.
I hope everyone's staying hydrated today. It's gonna be another hot one.
Take it easy. No.
So many points.
Take it easy.
Ouch. Gotta go fast. I think that's the last one. For this week, for today. And then tomorrow, the other two open or just one? Both. That'll be fun. Okay. Have to be. I'm here anyway, so might as well. Hello, everyone from Mondstadt. It's been a minute. Hello, original Catherine.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for
Abyssosk.
completing
I've been saying it
Ad
wrong.
Astra Abyss.
They bring me Demora. All right. No. No. Yes. No. Please. Yes. Here we go.
Wow, the academia sure is busy during the day. But where should we go looking for people that we know?
Traveler, Paimon.
Sino! It's been so long since we last saw you!
I will say I put Sino on before I realized we were doing another one of his story quests.
So, what brings you back here?
Oh, nothing in particular. Paimon just saw a really big mushroom.
Funnily enough, we were reminiscing about you recently too. It was at a group dinner. I look forward to hearing about your travels.
Really? You were thinking of us too?
Indeed. Or as I call it, the... You really want me to say the rest? Okay. It's always rice to meet stew again.
Oh, darn, he said it.
You like that one, huh? You must if you remember it after all this time. Admit the truth. You have long been in awe of my razor-sharp wit.
All right. Here's your 500 Mora. Paimon's never making a bet again. Paimon really thought Sino would be able to hold back on the jokes.
So this was technically my fault. In that case, I'll treat you to some sweet... Anyway, I'm actually investigating a case right now. My mind is focused on work, which is why I didn't complete the joke at first.
A case? What happened?
Nothing major. But after finding out who was involved...
Need any help? We only came here to hang out, so we've got the time. You may have...
Such enthusiasm.
What?
Obvious enough. All right, follow me.
All right. This way. Look, I'm Sino too. Mine's probably built stronger than the basic Genshin one that they give us.
Do you see him? The old man flailing around?
Oh, is he the one you wanted to talk to about the case?
1 second. I just want to double check something.
Correct. His name is Cyrus, a former Spontamod sage. He taught both me and Lisa.
Huh? Sino's teacher is in trouble?
It's ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping, and wine.
Okay.
What sort of person targets an old
Apologies.
retiree?
Professor,
I just wanted to double
I
check
brought some friends.
some things.
Ah, Sino. Now, who do we have here? Hold on, let me think. A flying fairy dressed in white? A youth who does not seem to hail from this land? My goodness. You must be the...
Wow, looks like
I've told him about you before. That's right. Let me sum. A couple of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly...
a threat letter.
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old man?
This is the letter in question.
Cyrus, I have uncovered your secret. If you wish to prevent it from going public, leave 10 million mora at the back door of the cafe. Secondly, don't come looking for me. You'll never find me. But I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. Finally, if you dare to report this to the Matra, there will be Wow, they sure didn't mince their words.
Clearly, this person must be...
10 million mora. What a joke.
I know it's
Just a
it's a
single
lot, but it
retiree
really
with
sounds
nothing
like
to my
something
name
Dory
beyond
would be
the top.
doing.
There were no
Mora?
witnesses. So currently the letter is all we've got. So, Traveler...
Paimon's ready too.
All right, take a look. Do you see any... Very good.
Another thing is, some of these strokes look kind of blurry.
Possibly. And I bet the paper has...
Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and the ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's...
It's certainly not the same paper as we use in the academia. But the ink is nothing.
So do we think the culprit has a connection with the academia or not? Wait, check this out. Looks like this part got...
Agreed. The staining suggests it was a colored liquid, not plain water. It also looks like it...
a colored liquid.
Looks like we're thinking along similar lines. Let's go talk to Arof. There are...
Probably not Dory, but Mora is Mora. And she likes Mora. But I also think she would be threatening an old man for Mora. So we'll just have to see.
Mahamatra Sino, Sir Cyrus. Ah, and the Traveler and...
Sorry.
As such, I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the academia. Somebody young and strapped for cash. Oh, one last thing. I'd start your investigation by taking a look at the cafes in the...
Oh, of course! You think the culprit spilled their...
They do look like coffee. Also, if I'm...
Ah, of course!
Understood. I'll assemble a team to invest...
You have my gratitude.
One last thing. Send some Matra to guard the...
Will do.
Great thinking, Sino. Yeah, they've probably...
You're right.
Really?
The culprits approach. Whatever happens, they need this Mora. But just because they warned Professor Cyrus not to go to the Matra, doesn't mean they know what he'll do next. So, and crucially, the culprits said they'd be watching the professors.
Huh? Wait, are you saying...
Found you!
Brother.
What are you doing?
You wrote the threat letter!
I don't know what you're talking about.
I sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the House of Dana. You managed to stay relatively well hidden for someone reckless enough to threaten Professor Cyrus. There are a lot of people here, but we were looking specifically for Arav. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit.
I was just listening in, that's all. You know something big's going down when Mahamatra Sino shows up, right? So,
You smiled when Arav left. I saw it as clear as day.
Is smiling a crime now?
There are coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth, all to create the impression that the letter was written at a cafe. Closing off the exits to the city doesn't affect you, because you already live here. And the cafe was a red herring all along. You had to be somewhere where you could monitor the
You can't pin this on me! I haven't done any-
Really? Then why are you shaking? The innocent have no reason to fear the Matra. But your heart's racing, and your eyelids are twitching. You're a terrible liar.
I would never-
Don't try anything or you'll pay the price.
That was quick.
Well, that was over quickly. Sino already caught the guy.
You're telling me. 1 minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next minute I see Arav already on his way back to meet up with Sino. Looked like a young guy, too. Couldn't have been much more than 30.
Everyone, it's all over.
Gosh, that was so fast.
The culprit's name is Uraka, a 16-year-old student in the Ratawe.
Huh?
16? Cyrus thought he looked
We checked his records.
But he looks so old.
Yeah, seriously.
Foolish child. He's too young for the criminal life. What the
We questioned the culprit regarding his motives. He,
Oh, just spit it out. Nothing can surprise me at this point.
very well. It's our understanding that Araka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around the same time and lost a lot of mora. Down on his luck, he went to the tavern for a drink and overheard some people chatting
voice.
about Sir Cyrus's comfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street.
Some old woman on the street? Goodness gracious. Has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is Kasharwar's very own professor, Zaha Hadi. How can he not know who Zaha Hadi is?
That one guy, that one voice actor, the one scratching his head, kind of sounds like his voice is purposely trying not to sound that way, but I can hear it. It sounds like the dude from the Literature Club anime, the one with the glasses.
Is this going somewhere?
I can
right,
hear it.
yes,
I'm
so
probably
another
wrong,
thing.
but it
We
sounds
don't
like
just
him.
argue about tomato plants. And what are they trying to insinuate by comfortable retirement?
Or not Literature Club.
Man grows
What
a
is
few
the anime
vegetables
club?
and suddenly he's living a life of luxury?
No, the one with the kiss, fall in love. That one. I can't. I
Maybe it's more the fact
watched
that
that
you have the time
anime
to
a
grow
couple
vegetables
times
in
and I
the
can't
first
even
place.
remember the name of it.
Araka mentioned he'd heard a rumor, alleging that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring, and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the academia. Araka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus hasn't...
Oh, Araka.
People make up rumors all the time.
Arav, you'll...
I completely understand how you feel, Sir Cyrus.
Oh, come on. I was...
Okay.
The academia will determine the appropriate discipline.
Who said I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind you... You seem confused. Oh, Uraka is just a young boy who made a very rash and very stupid decision based on some groundless rumor. All it costs me is a little reputational...
Please rest assured, Professor, that the academia will issue a fair and reasonable...
Yes, I have no doubt about that. But as a former educator, I'd still like to have a serious conversation with the boy's parents.
We looked into the family. Both parents are merchants, and they're often away on business. They've never taken...
Oh, what a mess. You don't have to seal the evidence away yet, do you? I'd like to have that letter back for the time being, if possible. I need something concrete for when I talk to the family tonight. We have to show them how serious this situation...
The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and are now discussing Araka's punishment.
Oh, so you'll be able to close the case in...
Give or take. Cases like this are quick.
Very good. Well, thank you for all your help. Perhaps we could...
My apologies, Sir Cyrus, but I have a prior commitment. Enjoy the meal, everyone.
Oh no, something's still fishy.
I see. Well, that's a pity. Ah, and isn't Tainari in town?
Wait, you mean Tainari's in the city?
He is. Tainari's master, Sir Nephis, called him and Kale to the academia to help out on a project. They should be at though I must say. I'm surprised you're extending an invitation.
Don't be outrageous. Nephis offends me all the time. Anyway, hurry up and fetch Tainari. I'll head over to the tavern. Go on now. Don't...
Please show me your credentials before ball.
Oops. Oh. Not a door that opens. Not a door that opens.
Not to brag, but we never had problems like this at Ratawa Hist back when I was still teaching. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask them. They were students at the time. They'll tell you what it was like.
I was out in the forest at least 4 days a week back then, thanks to a colossal workload from Master. It wrought havoc on my poor tail, so I didn't exactly keep up to date with what was going on at the academia. Most of what I know, I heard from Sino.
Professor's become a lot more laid back in his retirement.
Wow. It's hard enough to stay true to your principles as a normal person. I can't imagine...
It's a pity Kale wasn't around at the time. I would have happily taken her on.
And then we'd have one more person who has to address Lisa as upper-class woman.
Really? Can't you just call her Lisa? She seems to prefer it when people treat her like an older sister.
Oh, believe me. Back when she was a student, nothing made her happier.
Whoa, more food? Are you sure about this? We don't want to take advantage.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I thought I heard some familiar voices. Ah, and Sir Cyrus is here as well.
Oh, Kave, it's been a while. Zahahadi was talking about you.
I've been all right, thank you. You're
Have you eaten yet?
That's awfully kind of you, but I had a late lunch, so I'm not really hungry. I just came to Lombard's to buy some wine, and when I... So what's the occasion, anyway? Some sort of celebration?
Consolation, more like. You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
Sounds like things have really gone downhill since I was there.
I can't believe how young the guy is.
Young people are always more susceptible to making rash and ill-advised decisions. Their minds are still developing, but still, this boy has some nerve. Just look at what he wrote. Oh, it makes my...
Wow, yeah.
I will always be watching you and...
If this were my son...
Luckily, I'm also...
Kave! Your order's ready, sir!
Coming. I'll have to get going. Have a nice evening, everyone.
Okay, bye-bye!
Here I am. The coffee beans are in here too.
Yep, it's all there. I'll stop babbling away now. Let's eat before the... Ooh.
Oh, too tasty. Paimon's belly is about to explode.
Oh, mine too. I'll have to walk home to burn some of it off.
Thanks for dinner, Sir Cyrus. Master Tainari and I will bring you some homemade herbal tea next time.
Did they
It'll do wonders
change
for your sleep.
Kale's
Well,
colors?
I look forward to that.
They look a little
In fact,
weird.
Could I trouble you to bring a little extra for the other old folks on my street? I'll be the envy of the
It
neighborhood.
might just be the darkness.
No
Making her
problem
hair
at
look
all.
different.
I'll pack some up and bring it over.
Looking like it.
Ah, I'll see you all later. I better head home.
Good night, Professor.
Hey, my tomatoes are... Anyway, I'll be leaving now. Don't stay up too late now, children. I bid you all a good night.
Take care. Have a safe trip home.
All right. Now, we finally have some us time.
What do you mean, us?
Well, I was talking with Tainari and Kale, and since we all have some free time, we thought...
Camping? Oh, that sounds fun. Paimon's in.
Right? It's been so long since we did something fun together.
Everyone, let's meet tomorrow afternoon at the riverbank to the south. No need to bring anything. We've already packed everything for the trip.
You got it. We'll be...
Great. Then we'll see you tomorrow.
Why are we camping tomorrow? A little weird.
Time to set off. Let's head to the southeast of Gandharvaville and meet up with the others.
Oh, I forgot to change his glider.
Wow, you guys are ahead of the game. You set up the tents already.
I'd say we're right about on schedule, actually. We were aiming to have...
Traveler, Paimon, let's go fishing together. Whatever we catch, we can grill for dinner tonight.
You got it. Dinner's on us tonight.
I hope I can contribute too. The other forest watchers gave me some fishing tips a little while ago. I'm really looking forward to giving them a try.
I saw some very appetizing mushrooms in the area, so I gathered a few for us. I'll leave them here along with some fresh fruit.
Wow, camping with a forest watcher is the way to go. They think of everything. And even if they don't...
This is true. I don't think I've ever had a single rough day in this forest.
So, how has everything been going for you?
Well, there's been some high points and low points.
It's a frog.
But we've had some unforgettable experiences.
I see. Oh, in that case, you should try a valberry. I bought
A valuable suggestion.
all I wanted was to recommend something.
Oh, I have a sudden craving for fruit tea. I'm gonna go fetch some stuff. Bye!
She sure made a run for it.
Unbelievable. She made a run.
So Kale chose the path of tactical retreat. My dear friend, you know what I am about to say. Excellent! A kindred but it looks like we'll get told off if we start playing now.
Fine with me. I do not like the TCG game. We're just sitting here. I thought we were supposed to go catch fish.
I'll reel it in.
Firewood, spices.
Let me guess, Kali doesn't make it back. And we have to go find her.
There are 3 tents. Which one do you two want to take?
How about the one on the left? Well, Paimon just thinks the ambiance here is a little better.
True. But it's also the closest to the water. If there are any sleepwalking fungi around tonight, they might stumble into your tent.
Well, that's no good. Take my way.
Anyone would think you were sealing...
Excellent. Then this tent will be an impenetrable...
I'm back! How's your appetites? Ready for the barbecue?
Always.
Goodness, she's okay.
Oh, it smells so...
Someone sure is desperate to eat.
Wait, what? Isn't that just for steaks?
Hey, if it works for steak, maybe it works...
Medium well for me.
Okay, these are about ready now then. It'll be a few more minutes for anyone who wants...
Oh, that was so delicious. If the...
I ate a lot too. Here comes the food coma.
If you're tired, then go rest.
You must be getting sleepy too, Paimon. Why don't you guys head to your tents?
Tonight, I show you mercy.
Good night.
Paimon's struggling to keep her eyes open.
Oh, don't forget this. The Staff of the Scarlet Sands.
Wait, you were actually being...
It's a very powerful weapon.
Paimon can't even lift that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Paimon, sure. We'll be fine. And even if we do get an uninvited guest in the night, Paimon will be here to take care of the...
That reminds me of a parting king of invocations. But right now, it's time to rest. Sleep well.
Yes, sir. Sumeru is my favorite out of all of them.
I think they should all be here. Traveler? Paimon? Are you in there?
Look at this.
What the? What's this sword doing here? Is it supposed...
Evidently.
Huh? Who is it? Oh, what time do you call this? Paimon's gonna take out the sword. Yeah! Oh, hey them, Kave! What are you doing here? It's the middle of the night!
Sorry to wake you up at this hour of the night, but we've got a situation...
Let's get dressed and talk about it outside.
Something has come up. And since it pertains to Cyrus and Sino, I deemed it essential to inform you all.
Whoa, back up. Let's start from the beginning. Huh? Where'd the wine cups go? I could have sworn I left them here after I washed them. Ah, there they are.
I'll have a cup too.
Can you see if the cookies are still on the table?
They are. And so are the fruits.
Oh, this is so bland. I should have gotten a few bottles of what Sino's group was drinking last night.
Do tell. What were they drinking?
Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So, I ran into Cyrus yesterday evening when I went to the tavern to... Anyway, they got a bottle of Lombard's new vintage for the table. At least I think
These
that's what
two
it was.
lovers
It looked pretty good.
kind of look like
Sounds
it.
like they're all tangled up in this.
You know what it's about, right? 16-year-old kid tried to extort Cyrus. He was...
I heard some people talking about it on the streets, yes. Didn't take them long to catch the culprit.
I wonder what Sir Nephis and the others will make of it. Oh, Cyrus showed me the extortion letter, too. It was crudely written, but the paper had this beautiful pattern on it that I've never seen. Give me a sec, I'll sketch it out for you. Okay, done. Take a look. You see what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen writing paper like this around before. God knows where the...
Interesting. These are all motifs associated with the tribes of the desert.
What? Really?
Take this, for instance. Looks like an outline of a spire, similar to the kind found on some ancient palaces. And the crisscrossing and mirroring here. It bears a striking resemblance to an ancient emblem, one that hasn't been used in a very long time.
Whose emblem is it?
It's the emblem of the temple.
After discussing it with each other, we both agreed that something didn't feel right. So we went looking for you. This was a long way to come from the city. Alhaitham figured you were probably with Tainari, so Gandharvaville was our first stop. Then, just as we were heading off to the campsite, we ran into Sino. He said he was on a supply run. We exchanged a few words, and then he ran off.
Hold on. So what's the deal with that emblem you were talking about? The Temple of...
Something's up, huh? Give me a second. Let...
So you've never heard of the Temple of Silence? These days, you can find a Temple of Silence office in the Academia. Theoretically, it's responsible for the... At least, that's what they tell the outside world. In truth, it's essentially historically speaking, the original Temple of Silence is said to have been established by Hermanubis, one of the 7 pillars. By contrast, none of the Academia Temple's current members are from the desert region, nor do they...
So the Temple of Silence at the Academia is just a fake?
It's possible. The real question is, why?
So, how do you know all this? Sounds like some pretty top secret stuff.
Did you forget? He did a stint as acting Grand Sage, and kept the pay raise even after he resigned.
Oh, yeah! Paimon did totally forget about that. So you took the chance to read all the top secret documents while you were acting Grand Sage.
If you're asking me whether I familiarized myself with the documentation in my office, I would respond that that's a perfectly
So much about this doesn't make sense. Why did the emblem of the Temple of Silence appear on a threat letter from an Academia student to Cyrus? The student's only 16, and doesn't have any family ties to the desert. So where could he...
You said you ran into Sino, yes? Did you?
Yep. He ran off as soon as he heard what we said.
Given that Cyrus is involved, he's probably halfway through solving the case by now. Still, we should try to catch up with him.
If the Academia's Temple of Silence really does exist just to cover up the truth, the sudden appearance of this emblem can't be good. We should pay a visit to the Academia.
Yes. As the Sage of
If this situation is connected to the real Temple of Silence,
Kale, could I trouble you to send a message to the Core of 30? Tell them to keep an Traveler, Paimon, you two come with me.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Cyrus has been living in the city lately. He rented a place near the field so he can keep an eye on his tomato plants.
Then let's go look for him there.
Hmm?
Here we are. This is the place.
We might be too late. Looks like nobody's home. Oh, Sino moves fast. If he was here, he's probably long gone.
I know that voice. Is that Tainari I hear?
Ah! Professor Zahahadi!
Wow, so it really is you. My goodness, whatever is going on?
We're looking for Sino. So, he...
Yes, not long ago, in fact. He knocked on my door and asked if I'd seen Cyrus today at all. I told him the old fool left early this morning, and I hadn't heard him come back. So we went to his place, and would you believe it? It must have alarmed Sino, because he took off in an awful hurry after that. He never did explain what this was all about.
Well, if Cyrus isn't at home... Oh,
Professor, did you hear that a student recently...
Why, yes. When I left the house that day, I noticed he was watering his flowers in the field in complete silence. He had a piece of paper clutched in it. I could tell something was troubling him, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. If Sino hadn't happened after seeing the letter, Sino told him to contact the Core of 30.
Huh? Cyrus didn't want to report it? Well, that's strange. When we saw him, he seemed pretty okay with the idea of the kid getting his...
As a former sage, it's possible Cyrus still has enemies at the Academia.
So Cyrus initially hoped to stop this from going public.
Oh, dear. What on earth has that... Oh, I almost forgot. Sino left me this letter to pass on to you.
Thank you.
What does it say? Let Paimon... My friends, this is a rather complicated state of affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose...
Yep, that sounds like Sino. Thank you, Professor. Please do not worry. We will do all we can to protect Traveler, Paimon. Let's head to the Academia.
Okay.
that's my time come.
I didn't even fall that far.
You're here? I thought you were going after... Ah, I guess you lost their trail.
We went to Cyrus's house.
He didn't say where he was going?
No. He left us a letter and told us...
Can't say I'm surprised.
Typical Sino. Anyway, some updates on progress on our end. I drew the emblem from memory again, but in more...
I checked some ancient texts for a similar design.
Yeah, and we're lucky we found anything at all.
Meanwhile, Arav managed to get Uraka to the one who told him about Cyrus's embezzled funds was a young man from the desert. According to her,
Apparently, the two met in the tavern over a game of cards. The guy claimed to be in the city for business. Uraka was intrigued when he heard what his new...
I see. So it...
So, how do we find this guy? Did Uraka say where he is?
He doesn't know. He claims not to have seen him since that day in the tavern. The man...
Nephis and Arav have gone to meet the Core of 30 and also, Nephis admitted that the Temple of Silence in the Academia is just a facade. The true Temple of Silence once came to the rainforest to establish a collaboration with the Temple of Silence felt that they could no longer trust the Academia, and ended. Ever since its inception, the Temple of Silence has been the guardians of King Deshret's civilization and beliefs. At its roots, it was
The Academia of the day knew that the split would damage their reputation.
Not only that, but they managed to keep up the
So how did Cyrus become acquainted with the true Temple of Silence if they left centuries?
I'll bet that's the question that Bob...
whoever is behind this. Getting Uraka to extort Cyrus was only the first step of the plan.
He must have recognized it right...
Since the desert is where the Temple of Silence...
I have to go after him.
Really? Are you sure that's a good idea?
I should be fine, as long as I...
Everyone, I have news from the Core of 30.
Master!
Oh, so that's Nafis.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Traveler in Paimon. Several independent eyewitnesses have reported seeing Cyrus and Mahamatra Sino leaving the city at different times. Both were heading in the direction of I was going to suggest that you join forces with the Core of 30 in this case. However, as I'm sure the Academia has made a number of decisions throughout history that I am ashamed. I won't attempt to make you understand the Academia's perspective.
I understand where you're coming from.
Good point. Everyone.
Need our help? Whatever you need, we got you.
Really? What? Arav and I will continue to follow up. Tainari, your plan...
I am. Kaveh, I'll be okay. You stay behind to help Master and I'll...
Well, if you're sure...
Thank you all. Arav, let's go.
You'd better get moving. Don't forget to ask for help when you need it.
Will do. Let's go, Tainari. Hopefully we can catch up with Simon.
Knowing him, he's probably covered a fair distance already, but we...
Okay. On our way. This quest is taking its good old time. I have to go back to the desert. I 100%ed this place.
Okay, we made it to Caravan Ribat. Where should we go next? Maybe we should ask the nearby guards.
Hold on.
Is that Dia?
You sure you want to brave the desert alone? I mean...
It's not my first time.
Sino.
If you're really going to go through with this...
Makes sense. Okay, I'll go.
What's up,
Thought
brother?
we might find you here. You're trying to retrace Cyrus's steps, aren't you?
Didn't I tell you not to come after me? I thought...
Sorry, but we never agreed to that. Why would you go?
Nothing personal. It's just a complex...
Takes a special kind of person to get Sino chasing them all the way out to Caravan Rebot. But why so coy today, huh? You only gave us his age and description. Why can't you reveal his name? Is he Sumeru's most wanted or something? Oh, also, hey guys, it's been a while.
Dia and Candace! So nice to see you. Actually, seeing all of our friends is the whole reason we're here.
You're looking well. Glad to see it. Candace and I came to Caravan Rebot on business. We ran into Sino as he was asking about some elderly gentleman's whereabouts. Some people say they saw him. Guess he stood out as an older guy heading into... That's gotta be one heck of a story there.
Sino, it's okay if you can't tell us anything about the case. But let us know how we can support. We're here to help however you need.
No, it's not that simple.
We spoke with Zaha Hadid.
Sounds like this is far more...
Still, if he started from Caravan Rebot, The chances are that his route took him past our...
My thanks to you both. Once this is resolved...
Ah, come on. No need to get all serious. All right, so...
Yes, we'll handle it from here.
All right, then we'll leave you to it.
And don't think you'd be imposing.
Don't worry, we'll keep him out of trouble.
Where are we going now?
Hold on. There's a few things I'd like to clear up.
Go.
So, after you left the campsite... Do you have any
I do. Due to my unique constant... But my memory of that time is... It's a good thing that Kaveh noticed the emblem on the letter. I did not recognize that symbol at all. Whether that's because I've never seen it, or because my memory...
Yeah, you're right. Thank goodness for Kaveh. And...
But Cyrus must have recognized it right away, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have had any qualms about you reporting it.
I suspect so too.
Well, speaking of avoiding things...
I am aware. Or rather, I don't...
That's right. Fact is, we're coming with you whether you like it or not.
Fair enough. Then at least let me buy you a drink once we're back in the city.
Works for me. All right, off we go. Let's start by seeing what the guards here can tell.
Hello.
Mahamatra Sino?
I'm looking for someone. So I'd like to confirm any recent foot traffic in and out.
A man matching that description passed by Aru village not too long ago. He stopped by to load up on food.
Where was he go?
Let me think. He took a seat by the entrance of the village for a while, and had a brief chat with the person who came to deliver the water. He said he was headed... somewhere... Do you have a map? I can mark out the direction he was heading in the...
I have one.
Great. There you go.
Thank you so much. You were a great help.
You've got a really good memory.
Ah, you're quite welcome. Just doing my job. Best of luck. I hope you find him soon.
Okay. A lot of TPing.
A familiar sight.
Brother, I ain't even near you guys.
Hold on.
Do you think it's safe to ask?
Should be.
That's the new guy.
No. I'll do it.
Huh? Why can't Sino go talk to them? What difference does it make?
Given my background...
Ah, hello there. I hope I'm not interrupting. My friend and I are looking for an elderly man who's gone missing around these parts. Any chance I
Oh, a missing person, huh? Sure. What do you want to know?
I'm just wondering if you've seen him. Let me give you the details.
So, a silver-haired guy in a long robe, culture type with thoughtful eye.
He'd stand out like a sore thumb or...
Yeah, sounds like the kind of guy we'd remember if we saw him.
He's looking behind me.
Uh-oh. That guy's
Your friend over there stands out a lot, too. Hey! Aren't you Sino, the general?
Yes, that's me.
You don't seem surprised that I recognized you.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're the one looking for the old man who's...
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
Someone's on edge. No need to hide it. I understand why you're wary of us. Still, you came to...
I thought you were a group of merchants.
Your henchmen don't look like much. But something tells me they put up a better fight than...
Hey! Hear that, guys?
Suits me, as long as I get paid for it.
Just cut to the chase already. I'm running out of patience.
all right, all right, all right. Come with me. All of you. Don't you want to find your friend? A silver-haired, long-robed, culture type with thoughtful eyes?
So you know where he is?
Just follow me.
Us.
And
what? Where are you looking? There's nothing here!
please, step...
Whoa! Something's coming out of the ground!
What is this enormous building doing here?
And how was it so well hidden? King...
Wait, so... Hold on, who are you guys?
Is this... the Temple of Silence?
All good questions. There'll be plenty of time to address them.
Let's get in here. Let me do some fighting.
This is not what Paimon was expecting to find in the desert, especially not hidden right next to an oasis.
Or even puzzle solving.
Ooh, Paimon's scared. They must have kidnapped Cyrus. Do you think this is the...
What's wrong? Thinking about your professor?
I just hope for your sake you haven't...
Me too. Hope I haven't done anything to incur...
Story quests become boring when you can't do anything. Let me fight or do a puzzle. Is there like chests in here? Please.
All right. You can wait here. I'll inform our leader that you've arrived at the Temple of Silence.
So he's just gonna leave us here unattended?
They can't have been at the oasis by chance. They were waiting for us. Whoever the leader is here, they were obviously...
So this is the Temple of Silence.
They were waiting for Sino.
After leaving the rainforest.
Hey, look! That guy's coming back.
Don't worry. Someone will come and call for you soon.
What's your name?
Sorry, guess I was so delighted. My name is Sethos. I'll be here if you need me, but I'm not planning on answering all of your questions. Other than that...
So we're free to explore...
Yep. I mean, Cyrus is here. And unless I've misunderstood, you're...
He's right. Well, if we've got some time...
We got puzzling to do? Oh.
Sure. Although, I'm assuming by chat, you mean not often. The Temple of Silence is a place of quiet and solitude. We don't get too many visitors. Yes, that was me. Although, tricked is a stretch. He was asking everyone in the tap. He insisted that nothing was off the table, even if it broke the law. So, I told him that Cyrus had embezzled a—
So you framed Cyrus for a crime?
No. That's not entirely true. Let me jog your memory. The letter, of course. Uraka was a great accomplice, really. Very cooperative with the—
Why did Cyrus leave for the desert as soon as he received the letter?
You'll have to ask him that one yourself. Certain thing, all you need to know is that he recognized our emblem. And it was his own choice to take the— What kind of question is that? He's the general—
Right, but back at the Oasis, you can't have known who he was for sure, or you wouldn't have asked him. So, what we're really asking is...
I've lived in the desert my whole life. Guess you could say—
Ugh, why does Paimon feel like this guy's not being straight with us?
Come on, we've only just met. If I give you all the answers up front, you'll have nothing left to look forward to.
He said he never left the desert, so I'm not gonna ask him if he's ever been to the academia.
I never imagined that the
Other than
true
when he
Temple of Silence would be
convinced
hidden so
Uraka
well
to
like this.
do the letter.
We've passed through these parts, but
That's King Deshret's.
we should be wary of our host.
Grandfather, the person you wish to see—
Well done, Sethos. Greetings, one and all. I am Ba Moon, the current leader of...
Professor!
Cyrus, are you okay?
Ah!
Watch what you're doing!
Oh, my apologies. We have no intention of causing you distress. But you must understand, Cyrus is of great importance to us. We had to find... Cyrus owes me his life, and to the Temple of Silence, he owes a debt of gratitude.
I wanted to end my feud with this old bag of bones before you just leave, Sino. This is a matter between us two old men. You're all too young to get involved.
So that's why you didn't want to report the letter. You'd made up your mind to come here from the beginning. You only left in such...
Some things in life catch up with you.
Sino didn't make us do anything. We came here for the same reason he did. To rescue you. We'd appreciate you telling us the truth. Otherwise, it seems a little unfair on everyone who had to stay behind.
My secrets are secret for good reason. Bringing them to light can...
You're afraid, aren't you? You can't bring yourself to speak of your past deeds to the students you nurtured. You recognized our emblem because for many years you lived among us. Indeed, you knew as soon as you saw the letter that we, not Uraka, were the ones speaking to you. It threatened you only because you know what you did. For you, Cyrus, are a traitor. You once shared your learning with us, and joined us in our mission to revive the might of Hermanubis, to bring new hope, new opportunity. But then you betrayed us. You bargained for your independence with your past contributions. And then you left, taking with you Hermanubis's might. We both know what I said to you that day. That as the leader, I grant you permission to leave. But that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
You really know...
Hermanubis's might?
Does he mean you?
Professor, anything to say?
Wait,
Lord
what?
is right. I came here once before. They rescued me from the brink of death once, many years ago in the desert. When he learned that I was a scholar, he invited me to come here and revive the might of Hermanubis together. It was a great, daring plan, and one shrouded in secrecy. The Temple of Silence had been bereft. The moon proposed that we implant bar fragments, shards of Herbanubis, into the bodies of suitable vessels. If many believers volunteered themselves for the experiment. One other child was identified as a suitable vessel, and his parents agreed to release him into our custody in exchange for...
For many years, the Temple of Silence had been in possession of 2 Ba fragments from Hermanubis. As remnants of his raw power, they were exceedingly rare treasures. The test subjects were sent into a room that had been prepared for the ceremony, and the original plan was for a 3-stage experiment. As the second stage began, I realized a decision had to be made. Should we implant the fragments one at a time? This would allow us to monitor the results after the first round and adjust our plan accordingly. But as I was deliberating, both Ba fragments suddenly became active. They glowed with a light we had never seen before. I knew that if they were not implanted right away, our 2 vessels had both displayed great promise by successfully resonating with the fragments. To preserve our faith and our power, we implanted...
Ultimately, I ended the experiment.
In recognition of your past contributions, I chose not to send someone to hunt down and kill you both. Your lives were spared, but I have paid a great price for your betrayal ever since. I have always wanted to see you, Sino. Losing you and your Ba fragment dealt us a devastating blow. We've been in decline ever since you left.
I see.
He's...
So that's how I gained my power.
the god or whatever?
In essence, I borrowed your Ba fragment for a decade or so. And now you are seeking justice. If you want to take my life, then so be it.
Who is the other one with the Ba fragment? Is it the one dude that looks like him?
But you cannot lift a finger.
What's his name? Zero or...
He is the General
Wolf? I can't remember
Mahamatra.
his name.
Your actions would be seen as...
I'm sure you don't remember anymore, dear Sino, but you've met
But I'm
us
sure
all
he'd be
before.
here too.
You were so young then, when we all gathered around and celebrated the revival of our Lord. You and he, Sethos, you were our final hope.
Sethos is the other one.
You'd like me to return my power?
As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now, it is time to reclaim it.
That power is not yours to reclaim.
You are wrong. Sino was chosen, but he was not the only one. My child, Sethos, has the same...
So those are your terms for freeing the professor?
Despise me all you want. My sins are my own. The Temple of Silence is an innocent party. It is because of my foolishness all those years ago that the Temple's glory has waned. And
so what you're saying is, the power of
That's
one
why
Ba
Sethos knew
fragment is
who
not
he
enough?
was.
You're asking me to return the one in my possession, so it can be implanted in him instead?
Divine power.
He is no longer a small child. But regardless, this bird...
Both my heart and mind are telling me that what you are proposing is a...
Don't listen to him, Sino.
I know. But...
Sorry to interrupt, but in my view, there are a number of contentions here that still need addressing. Say that Sino refuses to return his power, and you also refuse to release Cyrus. Then, we are at an impasse. I find it hard to believe that you went to all this effort without you're trying to gauge where we stand while keeping your remaining cards close to your chest. Well...
Wait. Those ears. So, we have a descendant of the Valukashuna in our midst. Splendid. Fate, everything we have longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll...
Why is he coughing so much?
Take our leader back to his room. Grandfather, I know what you wish to... I don't like to drag out conversations. Had Cyrus not stopped the experiment all those years ago, the plan would most likely have been a success still. It's no use talking about what I'm not like my grandfather. The temple... But I see things a little differently. I don't believe the temple has the same stature that it once did, so I'm not going to force your hand. You're all...
I truly wish that the temple would take an objective look at the academia of today. You've been to the city yourself. I'm sure things will only continue to improve.
If you hadn't betrayed my grandfather, I might well be open to persuasion.
Tainari made a good point earlier. He said there has to be more to your plan than this, and I agree. All you and Ba Moon are after is the Ba fragment. The professor will accept whatever fate you deem fit for him out of a sense of guilt. I am the one who has a choice to make. And that's how it was always going to be. Ultimately, you want to trade the Ba fragment for the professor, correct?
I'm glad to see you're giving it some serious
I won't forsake...
That works. Oh, my grandfather still has a fair few things he wants to...
Are you sure about negotiating?
I need to think this through.
All right, well, don't...
Wait until night?
I've taken some time to reflect on this. He's a stubborn man who...
I agree. My master
So that's what... You've heard all you need to hear about my own memories of this place are hazy. I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when vague images... I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. Thinking back on it now, I suppose it was Hermanubis' way of... The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of...
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to...
No. I have no intention of returning it, so I will challenge them head on. And when the...
Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says, I think we could turn that to our advantage.
Wow, and just like that...
Looks like we have the same idea. Turn it back on them now while we still can.
Great. And I know just how...
Oops. Okay.
Sethos.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I
have no objections, although we do have our own... Follow me. Keep your voices down.
Let's talk outside. Ba Moon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. I'm sure that your physicians have come to the same conclusion. He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated over the years by the heavy burden of work, and now by... Regretfully, I must inform you that, based on what I've seen with patients...
Yeah. I've known.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. But you also see things different. So tell me how we can end this on your...
Yeah, there's no time to waste here.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now. Both of you have a very different...
Right. And you didn't create this situation. They did, but somehow you've ended up having to make the tough decisions.
You're right. We both look at this... I accept, Sino. This all began legend has it that when Hermanubis first... That group of support...
Sounds very fitting.
As a fellow vessel of Hermanubis...
3 against 3.
However, I have some additional terms. As the challengers, you must win all 3 of your fights. Letting Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake. Made by...
None needed. We're on the same page. If I win, the Temple of Silence must release Cyrus. If you win...
It's a deal. Then let...
I will win. I can promise you that.
Well, after...
There never was.
You have to win. You need this power.
Yeah, that's right. Besides, it stayed with you.
Both as general... Yeah. When you put it that way. I've had to overcome a lot to tame this power and claim it for myself. Not everyone could have done that.
Exactly.
The Traveler and I will never...
And neither shall... The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that for a variety of reasons... But there must be personal factors at work here too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamoon cares for many more things than he lets on. And I don't think that Sethos is any kind of villain. He's just doing what he thinks is best. Tomorrow.
The next day. Are we gonna fight now? No more storytelling?
We gather on this step. This is our representing...
Let me fight. He's awake?
Grandfather, you're here.
A rite of duels.
I know what I'm doing, Grandfather.
Representing the Academia.
Ready. We will fight.
Warriors, we come not to debate what brings our challengers here.
Huh? Are you sure?
I agree. She's very strong. Sending her...
Okay, then you're...
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Don't forget, safety first. Hey, you there! You better play nice with her, or Paimon will make you regret it.
A little bit too much chatter from the audience over there.
Stop.
A swift end to the first bout. When you're both ready,
Let's begin.
Watch out!
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
Come on.
You. Sir, yeah. One with the force.
Dude.
thus ends the second bout. We will now
Oh
move
no,
to the third bout.
I
Please,
play
step forward.
North American servers.
ready.
So am I.
This is the final
Sadly.
stage of the rite. I remind you both, when you're both
I am Sethos. For many years,
But welcome.
we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding
I'm
the
trying
secrets
to
of King
grind
Destiny.
out
We earnestly
story
sought
quests
Lord
so I
Hermanubis'
can
wisdom
save
and
Primo
power,
Gems
longing to
for
see now.
Sidrin.
I will fight.
I am Sino, General Mahamatra of the Academia. And you. I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel.
Everyone. Oh, my grandfather is a wise leader. But our faith has held us. Times have changed. The people of... Then I thought of you, Sino. You and I both wield the same
Sad.
power. Each Ba fragment of... I once thought that the nature...
I am more than just a...
Exactly.
The name Hermanubis
Man, it is
has
hot.
left its mark on both of us. Shaped
Water sour,
the
and I'm
course
still
of our
just sweating
lives.
here.
We are his vessels. And yet we are more besides. So show me your answer, Sino.
Oh, we gonna fight, brother.
Show me I can be more than my faith. More than the power I wield. Show me the person I can become. Bring it on!
Ooh. Ooh. Cutscene?
That's all you've got? What happened to searching for your answer? Fight's over. Do you yield?
Sorry for the sound. For some
won.
reason,
Well
when
then.
they do
Looks like
cutscenes,
you
the
found your
volume
answer.
turns up. Oh! He took
I
it
give his
out.
glory to you.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord. The great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence, and from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule-Tula Tynarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule-Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more. Thank you.
I guess he dies right there.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Okay.
Grandfather.
Sethos.
I know. I just...
I guess you were prepared for this.
Yeah, he's been... At least, he was able to see this chapter come to a close.
What's next for you?
Per my grandfather's last wishes. The Temple of Silence should submit to whoever possesses the largest number of Hermanupis fragments.
But that's never going to work, as I'm sure you realize. I'm the General Mahamat. I did foresee this possibility, and Sethos. Were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely...
You really...
I do.
Still, I didn't think Bamoon looked very surprised by the final result. Perhaps he had an...
Well, in any case, Sethos, I would like you to succeed Bamoon as the new leader of the Temple of...
But doesn't that render everything that we've been through up to now mean?
No, it doesn't. This experience, that's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos.
I will try. To be honest...
Actually, part of me wonders whether Bamoon's intentions from the very beginning was just to create enough pressure to... That way, no matter who won, one of us would have to surrender our Ba fragment, and the power of Hermanubis would be concentrated in one single... Had you won, the Temple of Silence would have... And were I to win, he correctly He knew that the Temple's future would depend not just on the guidance of His plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the academia.
And here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these You're absolutely right. Grandfather and I considered this from every angle. We had to find a way to mend our relationship. Thank you for everything, Sino. As a gesture of our gratitude, the Temple of Silence has a wealth of information, but you must be exceedingly careful. By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Veluca Shuna, and we are the heirs to the will of Hermanubis. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis from among the Tainarians and appointed him as his familiar. He went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tainarian companions. They always stood by each other. From the founding of the Temple of Silence, the Tainarians who left Tuletula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, when some of the group returned to the desert, many of the Tainarians chose to stay, and in all likelihood, those were your...
How fascinating. My father once mentioned that I was named after the Tainarians, but I never knew that my forebears had such a history with the Temple of Silence.
I like this
I
story.
like that because...
By the way, has anyone
he's
seen Cyrus?
Sino's buddy.
Yes. Cyrus.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to...
Oh no.
Someone's got to make the decisions when history is at a crossroads. I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali. I'm sure you'll have lots to attend to in the days ahead. If we're going to work together...
I will. All right. Well... Bye.
See you soon. Come hang out with us anytime.
Return to the academia. I'm surprised there were no chests in here at all. Did I miss one? No chests at all. Not one. Not one? Lean.
What were you thinking, gallivanting off into the desert alone at your age?
Oh, please, will you stop your...
What do you mean, what other choice? A one-man suicide mission, That's the best I...
All right, What do you mean? Okay, look.
Inari's master is really laying into Cyrus.
Professor brought this on him.
Wow, I haven't seen Matt. The last time he chewed someone out like this must have been back when I was...
I think I'll go around and update everyone. Tell them the situation. We can go for dinner afterwards.
Makes sense. I'm in.
Paimon's coming too!
Dang, we're just seeing everyone.
Hey, Kale.
You're back! Well, look who we have here. Would you mind explaining to me what has been...
All taken care of.
That does not answer my question. When you run into problems, you really ought to ask for help, you know?
Now would not be a good time to attempt to argue.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. It's not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this sort of thing either. You need to learn that there are times when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member of staff involved.
Kale, please do something.
He's giving me the signal. All right. Say, Madame Farazan, I can see you're pretty upset, but, I was just wondering, remember that time you offered to give me a... Huh? Wait, did I hear that right? Kale, you remember? Wonderful. Well, of course the offer still...
Poor Kale getting dragged off like that. Also, check out Farazan acting like some sort of official academia tour guide.
Kale! Cup.
Huh? What? What do you mean, cup? Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe. Tainari.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. 2 people left. Let's bring them all.
The boys. We going to get the boys.
Am I hallucinating? Or do I see Kaveh and Alhaitham engaged in diligent studying?
We're just reorganizing all the books we used.
There's no rush.
My sincere thanks.
Yes, with your...
I see.
And it sounds like they managed to preserve a whole load of ancient doc...
That day will come. Now, as a token of my appreciation, I'd like...
Yeah, sounds great. Although, after the last few days, I don't know if I can handle...
Sure.
Now I can... What, wait. Go into the cafe. Hello, Catherine.
And then the traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked him right out. Then there was Tainari. He put up an amazing fight too. We ended up winning all 3 bouts.
Whoa!
A truly
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this. Then
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of leader to him. That's very dignified of you, Sino.
Of course. I got to be a champion too for once.
yeah, huge place. It felt like something right out of an epic poem. Imagine this. It was like there was...
Maybe save that one for later,
I think that'll do me.
Shall we stop off at the House of Danag?
My thoughts exactly. See you around.
I should get going as well. See you all later.
I need to go say thanks to the Core 30 for their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work processes. So, I got a dad.
Kali's come a long way.
Everyone's a work in progress. You never stop learning.
Yeah, true.
Awesome.
That was good. It feels like everything's finally wrapped up now. Life is all about these moments when you can finally relax and hang out with good friends after a job well done. And also, those desserts Sino got...
Do you three have anything planned for the rest of the day? If not, would you come somewhere with me? That's a secret for now.
Okay. I think I can guess what you're talking about.
Well, now Paimon's curious.
Where to? The top of the tree? Probably. No, not all the way up there.
Been a while since I last...
Oh, look at this place! We're so high up!
Need any help? As you wish.
That's a nice spot, isn't it?
What a great view! We're so high up, we can see for miles!
Traveler, turn around. This is my secret base. Somewhere I only bring my best friends. When I was a student, I used to slip away and climb up here all the time, just to clear my head.
We're best friends.
And back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Sethos was asking. Our gifts help us to find our rightful place in the world.
You two really are like brothers.
I feel the same way. Of course. I see no need to be humble when it comes.
I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework. Sino accidentally dropped a fruit. Luckily...
That was the one and only time. Nothing will ever slip through my fingers again.
Those were good times.
You know, Paimon really shouldn't be able to imagine Sino doing something like that, but for some strange reason, the mental image...
Then make it stop. There's somebody there. You guys carry on without me.
Okay.
Huh? Hey, you're not supposed to jump down.
Oh, my days.
Professor, what are you muttering?
Sino. Ha! Just the man I'm looking for. Guess what I found in some old
Some old photos?
Can you believe it? This notebook was just sitting in a pile of odds and ends in the sage's office. I must have forgotten to take it with me, and no one's touched. I was at the Academia earlier to discuss my workload with Nephis. I swung by the old office to have a... Oh, time flies. Look how tiny you are in this picture.
You look quite young yourself in that one. Ah, it's this one. I remember that.
Yep. Looks like her work, all right. Who else could have found...
And this one. Looks like we're both...
Oh, cheeky girl. Taking secret...
Is there something you'd like to say to me, Professor?
Like what? Like, these are good... hey, at moments like this, I hardly know what... I can't pretend I'm a good person. Bamoon had every reason to despise me. And well, so do you if you feel the same way.
Don't be ridiculous.
Is that not what you wanted? Oh, I've dreamt of that place many times after leaving the desert. Sometimes it was one of the happiest times. You've matured so much over the years, I know.
Since you're my professor, I should save you some face by not calling you out on all the non-answers you just gave. So, I will do the right thing and keep...
Good thinking. Take your own advice next time. Seriously, why bully an old man like me? I thought heroes were supposed to be... Hey, wait, how did I not notice this one earlier?
Lisa strikes again. Just how many did she take?
Look how cute you were when you were little. I remember how well-mannered you were back then, too.
Yeah, and look how serious and professional you used to be.
Oh, I can't compete with you anymore. First you get better than me at the deadpan jokes, and now...
Don't say that. I still have a lot...
That's more like it. Hey, what would you say to meeting up with Lisa again sometime?
I'd like that. Let's find a time and pay her...
All right, I'll add it to my schedule. Let's go next week. Wait, no. Next week is the tomato growing competition.
Or you could find a real hobby.
Awesome. Finish that up. So then tomorrow we will do Clarin's. And then we also have Lynette's hangout quests. I'll get the quest, but I'm not gonna start it yet. Let me see. I still want to get her up to at least to 80, because I can run some characters at 80. So, just don't want to fight these guys anymore. Can I please? I don't want to fight these guys anymore. I'll probably do one fight with these guys and then hop off for the day. But I will be back tomorrow. And I want to try to do longer streams on the weekend. I know I really haven't been doing any streaming during the weekend, but if I should be able to do a lot longer than 2 hours. I just have a lot to do around the house, a lot of cleaning, a lot of annoying things to do. Sir. Stop. Stop hitting me with the super conduits. Like, please, like, the electricity.
Come on, we can do it. I'll protect us.
I hate doing this because then he starts freezing me.
Go, Barbara.
Nowhere to run.
Boom, boom.
Get away from the water. Are you done? Frick off! fricker.
Nowhere to run.
No, you don't. I had his boost or his thing.
I'll protect us. Motion to compel. Ja. 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 Ja.
Get out of there.
Suta.
Incinerate. Temple of Wisdom. Let's dance.
Nowhere to run.
Boom! Ha! Yikes! Ha! Ready, steady, go! Incinerate! Ha!
Ouch.
Ja! Ja! Roll! Ouchie! I'll protect us. Motion to compel.
Oh, frick off.
Incinerate.
Surrender. Your sins weigh upon your soul. You stand condemned.
Motion to compel.
He's not gonna do much. When I'm fighting electric.
Nowhere to run.
Incinerate.
Frick off.
Make yourselves at home.
Yeah. Ow. Three. Let's go. Eight. I need to fight them 2 more times, unless I get 4 on the next fight, but I doubt it. Wish they had like a counter in here. But no, you have to, what, open this? Enemies? Where are they at? Right here. They don't have a countdown.
Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together. Two heads are better than one.
I don't know. But I will be back tomorrow. We still have the one girl's quest left, and then we have we have a couple quests to do. We have a story quest, and then we have the other quest thing to do. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. I want to farm some more and get Yanmei stuff, because I want to add her to the team. But yes. Thank you for stopping by, watching the video, the stream. Thank you for coming and visiting. I appreciate it. And I hope more people show up tomorrow. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Stay hydrated, please. It is hot. But yes, have a wonderful day, everyone.